I'm excited to have our client Pimberly and his CEO share it with you. So, hi, Martin. Start with just could you tell the group about Pimberly to give them context around what you do, and then share some details about your use case?
Okay, thanks, Dabashi, and hello to everybody. I'm Martin Balaam, CEO and founder of Pimberly. So Pimberly is a product information management and digital asset management platform. So effectively, we manage all aspects of the information around products for customers, and that's pretty much anybody that's involved in either developing, manufacturing, or selling a physical or non-physical product. And in essence, what we do is that we look at what systems require product information. And that, as I say, that could be data, it could be structured, unstructured data like images or videos or 3D CAD drawings or test certificates, whatever a product needs, and whatever a downstream system needs. And Pimberly will make sure it understands what format does that system require that product data in, how often does it require it, and what is the best and most commercially pragmatic way of actually interfacing with that downstream system. So that's the use case specifically is around this our vision of that we effectively are the central database of all things to do with product for a customer. And that can be, as I'd said, structured and unstructured data. And we have this vision that we should be able to ask Pimberly, if you like, if I'm a customer, I should be able to ask Pimberly any question about those products. And that could be, anything from, really straightforward things, KPI type questions like how many products have I got that have these attributes? Or it could be of these types of products, how many from this supplier or from this system that have come in that are incomplete or need enrichment, to also actually asking questions about, how can I understand from both my structured and unstructured data more insightful things about products. So, for example, what are the associated items or related items that are usually purchased or used with a certain product, and what that really needs is it's not just about the data that's held within Pimberly. It's also potentially, for example, going and looking within the unstructured data to say, and I'll give you a fashion example. If you've got a certain, let's say a coat or a top, it might say, well, what are the items that I should be also pushing for? And that could be looking at not only sort of for what's been ordered or what the history is of what people order collectively in terms of when they order that type of jacket, but also it could be looking at the actual images that are in Pimberly in terms of, well, what else, if we see an image with this type of garment, what else is shown on that image, and therefore what should that be part of a related product? But also going outside the Pimberly system to actually look externally as well to say, well, okay, well, that's what Pimberly knows, but can I augment that with what is available out there on the public web, if you like, to bring back into the Pimberly user some really higher levels of insight that ultimately is doing two things. One is it's automating what they would be doing anyway, but the other thing as well is that it's removing a lot of the human bias that you can get when somebody's being asked to either describe a product or to determine what are the other products that you think might be, or that person thinks ultimately might be useful to be showing alongside it. When in actual fact, if you're just leaving it to a person on their own, then it really is all about their experiences when most of our clients, which are, pretty large enterprise clients, are addressing, an entire population that would describe products completely differently, and also would have a totally different view in terms of what they would say goes with one product and another product. So for us, this was a project that in the first instance, we wanted to be able to get something off the ground so that we could actually see what we could get from a Pimberly point of view, and you get a chatbot, that we can literally go and say, well, let's ask Pimberly these questions. But in terms of looking at the vision and pushing it forward, it's saying, well, okay, well that's that, but what other things are coming forward, in terms of the large language models, in terms of looking at images, looking at text, looking at, whether it be audio, etc., that we can also bring into it. And there's, from our point of view, it's a far more efficient way, tapping into companies that are looking at this collectively across multiple different customers than it is us doing that and only really being able to scratch the surface.